And we end with a controversial story. US President Donald Trump is back in the headlines after openly reviving one of the most controversial comments on Africa from his first term. At a rally in Pennsylvania, Trump admitted he used the slur during a private 2018 meeting with lawmakers, a statement he has previously denied. The remark, aimed at Haiti and several African nations, sparked global outrage at the time, with many world leaders labeling his language as racist and disrespectful. However, this week, Trump not only repeated the story, he boasted about it, even recalling the reaction inside the Oval Office. Trump also said the US should take immigrants from predominantly white countries like Norway and Sweden. Listen in.
Remember, I said that to the senators. They came in, the Democrats. They wanted to be bipartisan. So they came in and they said, this is totally off the record. Nothing mentioned here. We want to be honest because our country was going to hell. And we had a meeting. And I say, why is it we only take people from whole countries? Right? Why can't we have some people from Norway, Sweden, just a few? Let us have a few. From Denmark, do you mind sending us a few people? Send us some nice people, do you mind? But we always take people from Somalia, places that are a disaster, right? Filthy, dirty, disgusting, ridden with crime.
Well, this comes as Trump had previously claimed Somali immigrants have destroyed America. He also targeted Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, claiming she is from the worst country in the world.
We have any individuals from Somalia in the group? Please raise your hand. That's from Minnesota, you know. That's called the great big Minnesota scam with one of the dumbest governors ever in history. I love this Ilhan Omar, whatever the hell her name is, with the little turban. I love her. She comes in, does nothing but she's always complaining. She comes from a country where, I mean, it's considered about the worst country in the world, right? They have no military, they have no nothing, they have no parliament.
The White House defended the president, saying immigrants who refuse to assimilate should not stay in the United States. Trump moved to block migration from 19 non-European countries, including Somalia and Afghanistan, after 2 National Guard members were shot in Washington, D.C. Officials say the suspect is a 29-year-old from Afghanistan.
I've also announced a permanent pause on third world migration, including from hellholes like Afghanistan, Haiti, Somalia, and many other countries.
Trump's latest comments followed a fresh round of sharp criticism directed at Minnesota earlier this month, where he alleged that Somali communities were ripping off the state for billions of dollars. He also escalated his attacks on Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, accusing him of mismanagement and calling him grossly incompetent.
I think that Walz is a grossly incompetent man. There's something wrong with him, okay? There's something wrong with him. And when you look at what he's done with Somalia, which is barely a country, you know, they have no anything. They just run around killing each other.
Previously, Trump had criticized Congresswoman Ilhan Omar, calling her, and quote-unquote, garbage.
And when I see somebody like Ilhan Omar, who I don't know at all, but I always watch her for years. I've watched her complain about our Constitution, how she's being treated badly. Our Constitution, the United States of America, is a bad place. Hates everybody, hates Jewish people, hates everybody. And I think she's an incompetent person. She's a real terrible person.
Trump has repeatedly singled out Africa, be it through policy decision or rhetoric. During his second term, he has implemented travel restrictions that affected numerous African nations. Immediately after taking office, the US president implemented massive aid cuts. He has barred South Africa from next year's G20 summit. And activists and human rights groups have raised concerns about him treating the continent as a dumping ground for deportations. In the end, Trump's rally gave another glimpse into the shape of modern American politics, reflecting a shift to a more unrestrained, confrontational discourse. While supporters see it as authentic, critics call it racist.
I was born into revolution. I inherited power like a crown. What I delivered was isolation. I built a personality cult that touched every home. Millions suffered hunger under my rule, but no one dared to speak. I ruled from palaces. My people queued for rice. I called myself the dear leader. History calls me something else, the dictator. Who am I?